I think it's about that time. You ready? Because it's time to recap the first part of 2025 Power Fantasy from January 13th to March 10th. We started by marking the occasion of Year 5's beginning, which was a huge show. The reintroduction of the former Animates and their victory over the grind set. We had former Ruby Angel cohorts Mars and Luxury Levy going to war over the PF2 Championship. Drumstall Ruha's third title challenge against the Hierophant, reaching a controversial ending. And the Thermite Party being dethroned from the ABT Team Championship in a steel cage by Rugby Water and the Jackalope Kid. Plus, on 2025's first PFU, John Bobson took the last championship from the Thermite Party by beating Rio Russell. We then saw the beginning of a best-of-5 series start on January 20th between Aardvark Jones and El Hijo del Dinosaurio, as well as the beginning of some movement around the pyramid as S&M took advantage of mistimings on everyone's parts to pass the FBI's most wanted, while Dirty Sprites took out Steve Austin and his partner for the day, Akane. Our main event, though, was Gloria Gold's first defense of the ABT Light Championship over former champion Tom Ryder. She had announced before the match that she was looking to defend her championship against all former champions. Tom was the first to step up. And then on the 27th, Mars continued her reign with the PF2 Championship with an impressive victory over Tanky Bruce. We also saw a great action-packed bout between the Great Labyrinth and Gorger of the Grind set, but by far, the biggest event of this episode was Pinrest and Cocksure coming into this bout announcing they each had a new member they were bringing into this long-running rivalry. Pinrest welcomed former Firestarter star Eddie Hammer, but Cocksure scored a major coup by recruiting former Pinrest member Noah Gripe and then claiming victory in this return bout of one of the longest-running feuds in Power Fantasy. February 3rd show featured the debut of John Bobson's version of the Firestarter Championship, which was destroyed by the Thermite Party in Rage after they lost it. Scraps were reforged into a medal, which is an official Power Fantasy Championship. But everything on our show was outshone by our main event as the Thermite Party attempted to use the all-or-nothing tag team clause to put an immediate rematch in play as long as they put something else on the line. 54 minutes later, Des Russell wrestled his last match as part of the Thermite Party in a display so harrowing and graphic, the ABT Athletic Commission stepped in to keep anything like that from happening again. And February 10th, our next show featured two dramatic bouts around our titles as Mars and Leon Ferdinand went to a time-limit draw for the PF2 Championship, while Gloria Gold sustained her first technical loss in Power Fantasy after the grind set mobbed Lisa Frank on the ground and kept her from getting back into the ring. We also saw our first Bad Time 3 qualifier as Pinrest bounced back from their loss to Cocksure and saw Eddie Hammer throw a heavy hand in the face of Tom Ryder to secure the victory in Pinrest's participation in this year's Bad Time 3. February 17th saw two important bouts. First, Akane sticking her neck out, going toe-to-toe with Tanky Bruce, scoring a surprising upset after hitting him with a running, rolling elbow combination. And our main event was also a high-powered bout between the odd couple of Steve Austin and S&M, a team that saw results earlier in the month, as a trial run. When it came time for the qualifier against Cocksure, something else in the Masked Ass Kicker went above and beyond and had the four-time ABT Team Champions on the ropes, only for Steve Austin to end up getting cradled by Noah Gripe in a perfect position to send Cocksure to their fifth straight. And there's only been 5 Bad Time 3s. Also, if Tom Ryder didn't have a rough enough week last week, he went on 1-versus-1 with the Hierophant on PFU in a rematch from their controversial draw last winter, and, well, Tom got snuffed out by the Grand Champion. Match 2 of the episode on the 24th saw an interesting match as the Royal Bengal was scheduled to return to Power Fantasy this week, but a week before we were given permission to make the announcement, of the pregnancy of Ellen Ellis. Many of us had assumed that it would be Ellen and Bengal starting a family. They'd previously been inseparable, but Bengal showed up despondent, got wiped out quickly, and as soon as he got backstage, he threw his mask on the ground and left, and announced later called us later and told us that he was retired when he asked what was going on. We also saw Gloria Gold get the beginnings of revenge for the blemish on her record by defeating the Trash Band in handy fashion, and the former Ultramarines secure their spot in the Bad Time 3 by defeating the rest of the grind set. There you see the moonsault double knee drop that Grace Castaneda has begun using, and she's calling that Exhibit G. And then finally we arrived at the Bad Time 3, our annual Trios Elimination League. And our first night was just a certified banger. Gloria Gold, you see, got called out by the grind set after they got embarrassed last week in both of their bouts, only to have their bluff called and have Non-Style kicked out of title contention in short order and out of the ring at one point. We also saw the main screen debut of Super Knight, another former Ultramarine, the only one left teaming with that whole arrangement, still taking advice from Goliath Lynch. He defeated Marcos in the middle of his campaign to recreate John Bobson's undefeated streak. S&M wanted revenge against Steve Austin in our third match, but he was unable to find a tag partner and ended up having to fight them 2-on-1. And the Aardvark Jones put an end to the best of 5 series by winning 3 straight bouts. But all of that is to say that the first match of the Bad Time 3 was absolutely phenomenal and worth checking out. And then our last show of the period featured week 2 of the Bad Time 3 and 4 bouts with title implications. Gloria Gold finished off the third grind set challenger with 12 strikes in a row. Neon Ferdinand claimed the PF2 championship with the help of Tsunamania after some complicated circumstances rendered a tournament impossible. Mistake and Lisa Frank 2 made the most of an unusual opportunity, given the binding of most contenders in the Bad Time 3, and have jumped out to earn a title shot against Rugby Water and the Jackalope Kid later this month. And John Bobson got taken to the limit by Beat Me Sicko, only for her anger to overtake her strategy at the last moment. And that show concluded with Young Nowhere scoring all 3 falls in the Thermite Party's winning campaign beginning for the 2025 Bad Time 3. That covers everything that happened. Let's talk a little bit about what's coming up next. We, of course, have the Bad Time 3 running through May. On May 12th, we have the class of 2025. The undergrads of PFU partner off in a one-night tag team tournament to see who's the top of the class. And, of course, on May 19th, we'll have the finals of the Bad Time 3, plus every Power Fantasy Championship tournament will be defended. But in the even more immediate future, next week, we have the Hierophant on Mars, our big show to center around the second Grand Championship defense of this year, alongside Week 3 of the Bad Time 3. The ABT Light Championship will be in effect, and S&M challenges the Navi Express again. Steve Austin is guaranteed he'll have a partner this time. What will that show hold in store? We're all going to find out on Monday. And now I'm going to listen to this relaxing music for a second, because I just motor-mouthed crazy on that. Well, anyways, this has been the recap for Power Fantasy and the first part of 2025. We'll see you next Monday for even more good matches, and next Monday to crown the MVPF for the first part of the year and unveil the AA Award winners. It'll be a good time. We'll see you then.